I want to tell you a story, one that marks one of the biggest transformations I've ever gone through. It's about a competition I never planned to enter, a challenge I didn't have to take on, and the moment I realized what I'm really capable of when I stop holding myself back. This is the story of my experience at the North Dakota Army National Guard's Best Warrior competition. Every unit in the North Dakota Army National Guard sends two people, one junior enlisted soldier and one NCO. Both categories compete in the same challenges, but NCOs are held to a higher standard. At the end, there are two winners, one soldier, one NCO, and two runners-up who serve as alternates for the regional competition. I competed in the soldier category, and while we were technically competing against each other, something unexpected happened. We didn't act like rivals. We supported each other. We pushed each other. We became a team. That sense of mutual respect and camaraderie taught me more than I expected about leadership, perseverance, and humility. Each event didn't just test our bodies. It tested our minds, our resilience, and our ability to perform under pressure. The biggest lesson it taught me was that pushing myself, even when I don't want to, can lead to real growth. I'll be honest, applying myself has never been my strong point. Usually, if something isn't required, or if I don't personally care about it, I don't give it much effort. I tend to see tasks as things to check off, not opportunities to strive. So when I first heard about Best Warrior, I wasn't interested. It sounded like more work on top of an already full plate. And it was completely optional. I didn't have to do it. But my leadership saw something in me. They told me I was the best candidate. At first, I thought they were just exaggerating, but eventually I realized this was an opportunity one couldn't ignore. For once, I decided to actually prepare, not just physically, but mentally. I trained, studied Army regulations and leadership, practiced drill and ceremony until it was flawless, and started holding myself to a higher standard. By the time competition day came, I felt ready. It was a humid August morning. I woke up later than I should have, but I rolled out of bed, got dressed, and drove to the armory already packed and ready. By the time we reached Devil's Lake, it was around 9:30 a.m. We unloaded our gear and changed into OCPs with running shoes. That's when I realized the first event had to be the PT test. The sergeant major gave a quick briefing, and then just like that, it was go time. As I walked to the starting line, my breathing quickened. I looked at the competitors beside me and thought, am I really about to beat some of these guys in a race? Then I heard begin and took off. One lap around the track, then push-ups, then sprinting to a scaffolding stacked with 16 40-pound sandbags. I threw each one up and over the top, getting blasted with sand every time. My arms were shot, my lungs were burning, and I wanted to collapse, but time was still moving. Next came two 50-pound water jugs, a farmer's carry for 50 meters. Then high crawling. Then individual movement techniques, sprint, hit the ground. Sprint, hit the ground. When I finally saw the flag marking the end of that portion, it felt like reaching heaven. But it wasn't over yet. Next was the run, a long stretch of road they claimed was 0.7 miles. It wasn't. It was nearly a mile and a half. I grabbed some water, dumped half of it on my head, and kept running. Then came the swim, life jacket on, into Devil's Lake, waves pushing against me, swallowing more lake water than anyone should. When I got back on land, I realized something wild. I was in the lead. By the time I crossed the finish line, I placed third overall in the event, and I felt something I wasn't used to feeling, pride. That was just 1 out of 9 events, but that first challenge changed everything. It made me realize that the work I put in, the effort I usually avoided, actually paid off. It made me question myself in a good way. If I committed like this more often, what else could I accomplish? Since then, I've made it a personal goal to push myself harder in everything I do. I learned that hard work is often rewarded, even if the reward is just more work. And honestly, I'm willing to roll those dice because effort matters, even when the task is optional, even when you're not sure what you'll get out of it. Sometimes the biggest growth comes from doing the thing you didn't have to do. The Best Warrior competition changed me. I became someone I never aimed to be, someone others now look to for strength and motivation. And if you take anything from this story, let it be this: Push yourself even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. You might be surprised by who you become on the other side. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep pushing past possible.